Yo, what's good YouTube? It's Boardsy, and in this video we're going to be doing a review of the Equate Beta Mousepad. Well, it's the Equate Mousepad. This is the beta sample, and it is the exact same size, well, a little bit bigger than the GSR-SE, the Zowie mousepad that everybody knows. And I'm not really sure how I feel about this mousepad. At first, I hated it because it was really rough, but it took me a while, but I feel like I broke it in, and now at least my mouse, it's still definitely more of a control pad than a speed pad, compared to, the Thor. You can see the Thor, my mouse just, flies, basically. On the Equate, there's definitely a bit of stopping power, which personally, I prefer a mousepad that has minimal stopping power, because I feel like your hand should control when you stop. The mousepad shouldn't really be involved. But of course that's subjective, so I'm just going to let you guys know that it is definitely more of a control pad than a speed pad. But also, this mousepad has a really weird texture. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it on the camera. You might be able to. I'm looking right now. I'm not really sure. It has a, non-smooth texture. It's a bit gritty, not too gritty, but you can definitely not only feel it on your mouse skates, even if you have something like Hyperglides. It's kind of bumpy, I guess is the word, but it doesn't affect the sensor, obviously. It just feels a bit weird, and if you have your arm on the mouse pad, it's definitely going to feel really weird compared to something like the Thor, which is just absolutely smooth. So now I'm going to show a little glide test with a few different types of mouse feet. Those were Hyperglides on the Hottie, Hyperglides on the G Pro Wireless. And, oh fuck, I just punched the shit out of my monitor. Now I'm going to do Tiger Arc 2s on the XM1. So as you can see, your mouse isn't going to really glide that much, regardless of what type of feet you have. All of the feet I just showed, those are high quality mouse feet. They're not shitty Teflon feet. They're really good, but they just don't really glide that well. Obviously, I showed how Hyperglides go on the Thor. And yeah, just very minimal stopping power. But basically, getting into how they branded this mousepad, they were saying that this mousepad, you should expect better performance than the Thor, because it has equal friction both up and down. But the more I use it, the more I can't really tell. I figured that if it was like that, then making circles, there would be no problem with it, which, when I put my finger on it and try to make a circle, there is not really a problem with it, because it is pretty equal force. Obviously, I'm trying my best to apply even force. But then, I tried this on my Thor, because I was like, it should be different on the Equate than the Thor, if this is how it actually works. But it's the exact same on the Thor. So I'm really not sure what the difference is, because I can't tell based on how much I've been using it, and it's the exact same on the Thor. So honestly, this is basically just a Thor with a grittier texture and more stopping power. So if that's something that you guys would be interested in, I guess this might be the mousepad for you. But personally, I'm going to stick with the Thor, and I still strongly recommend the Thor to everybody. And now I'm just going to throw in some gameplay with the Equate, just some Kovacs. And yeah, that'll be all for this video. Yo, it's Boardsy again. Now I'm going to be doing the Kovacs session of the review, and I'm just going to do a few tracking scenarios, and then I'm going to switch to a few flicking scenarios. was a pretty solid run. Yeah, that was actually really good. I beat my high score. That was actually kind of impressive, not gonna lie. Now I guess I'll do a flicking scenario. Ew. Ew. So obviously that run wasn't great because something about the consistency on this mouse pad, it just makes small micro adjustments a lot harder than something that's like silky and smooth like the Thor, where it's just literally like insanely smooth, while this is not very smooth. But in general, it's not a bad mouse pad, but when something like the Thor is available, I just don't see how this could be like your choice. But of course, a lot of stuff regarding like stopping power is subjective and based on game, like what game you play. Like obviously I did better in the tracking on this than I would on the Thor most likely because of that stopping power, but I didn't do really well on the flicking scenarios or like target switching. So try to extrapolate that into a real game as best you can, and figure out what mousepad's going to be best for you. But I'd say for most people, the Thor is going to be a better option. And the only reason I'm being so professional and like not like trolling in this video like I normally do is because G-Wolves did ask me to review this and like give me, well, they didn't send it out. I bought it on their website, but they sent me an email and they were like, review it, be honest, say how we could improve it, and like show some gameplay. So that's my review. I'd say that the Thor's better. If anybody has some questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below, and have a good rest of your day. Make sure to like the video. What's up, guys? I know I ended the video already, but I did forget to say what exactly I want to change about this mousepad, like what could be better about it. So first off, I just want to say that the design's dope as fuck. I like the design a lot. That doesn't really matter, but it's pretty cool. But definitely a bit more glide, like a bit more speed on it would definitely make it better. And definitely get rid of the gritty texture, because I truly do not understand the point of it. I feel like you could make a control pad. I feel like you could make a pad that's more on the control side without having that texture. So I just don't see any benefits from having the weird texture. I'll try to put it right next to the camera so you can see it. Yeah, you can kind of see it. It's not smooth. Oh. Yeah, I wish the camera could pick it up, but it is just a little gritty, and I don't understand the point of it. I think that it could be done away with, and this mousepad would perform a bit better. And like, because I have 100% version PTFE feet, and they're not like, they don't feel like perfectly smooth, and I just don't understand why you would design a mousepad that doesn't like have maximum smoothness. So yeah, that's it for the end of this video. buy again.